Hi there. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're doing well, all of our Port Naz friends and family. Have you ever heard the term, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me? If so, you're dating yourself, and so am I, but I remember that term back in elementary school. And as I think of that term now that I'm older, I think whoever said that really didn't know what they were saying psychologically, because words can be very hurtful. And sticks and stones, the superficial pain that can be caused can heal and go away. However, there are times the things that we say, the way that we use our tongue and our words, it can cut very deep and hurt someone to the core. And today's Proverbs speaks to that. So I want to share that with you today. It is Proverbs 15, starting with verse 1. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. The tongue of the wise commands knowledge, but the mouth of the fool gushes folly. The eyes of the Lord are everywhere, keeping watch on the wicked and the good. The tongue that brings healing is a tree of life, but a deceitful tongue crushes the spirit. Now, I don't necessarily think that anytime we say something that is hurtful to someone that we are necessarily being deceitful, but what this is saying is when the heart is bad and the words that come out are intent to hurt, then it is deceitful. But there are times that we just say things when we're upset or frustrated, we've had a bad day. We tend to speak out of emotion, and that can hurt someone. Instead of slowing down, taking a deep breath, and speaking out of reality. You know, I call it a timeout. Sometimes we need to do that before we speak. But always thinking of the person, and each person has value, and trying to never tear anybody down by the words that we speak. We can speak truth to someone without tearing them down. We can always have a way to say something in love. It doesn't mean we have to lie or tippy-toe around things. We just need to process things through a filter, through a God filter I call it, and think about how we say it before it comes out of our mouth, because it can be hurtful. Now, the second part of the proverb I want to read today is verse 5. A fool spurns his father's discipline, but whoever heeds correction shows prudence. The house of the righteous contains great treasure, but the income of the wicked brings them trouble. Now, I want to show you something. Anybody know what this is? A wooden spoon, right? Well, I didn't always use this for cooking. When my son was younger, I did use it to swat his bottom a couple times. So, who likes discipline? When I read this, I automatically thought of my son and the wooden spoon when he was younger. But then I thought of myself, I don't like discipline either. I don't like to be, when I was younger, I didn't like to get in trouble. And I actually remember the first time I said a lie purposely to get out of trouble. And I did learn later through wisdom that telling the truth might still get me in trouble and there might be a consequence, but it was far less than the consequence and the trouble I would get into if I in fact lied. Now, there's a funny story though about this spoon, or not this one, but wooden spoons. My son didn't get in very much trouble. He was a pretty good kid. And when he was younger and got a couple swats, I'd put the wooden spoon back in the drawer when I was done. And next time I'd go to get it out, it would be gone. And I thought, well, it's been some time since I used it. Maybe I stained it up and threw it away. I don't know. So I'd get me another wooden spoon, and my son would get a swat or whatever. And then next thing I know, the spoon's gone again. Well, let's move forward about 10 years or so, and now my son's getting ready to move out, and I go to help him, and we're rearranging the room and getting his bed packed and packing things up, and we move his headboard, and there's about 6 of these wooden spoons behind his headboard. I could not help but crack up laughing, because he went into the kitchen in the drawer and snuck these wooden spoons and hid them from me after he would get in trouble. And I couldn't be mad. By then it's hilarious, but who wants to get in trouble? But at the same time, discipline is necessary for all of us. And God disciplines those He loves. It even says that in His Word. And I think at times when we mature, we realize, and wisdom talks about that maturing, we gain wisdom through maturing. We realize that the discipline is to help us grow. And we can learn from the discipline. Even though we don't like it, it's often through those times and through God getting our attention and saying, hey, you messed up here. The prompting of His Holy Spirit or the conviction through His Word. He says, hey, you messed up. And when we acknowledge that and we change our ways, there's growth through that. And sometimes we have consequences, and that is a form of discipline, but there's also opportunity for growth through that. So instead of hating discipline, which none of us like, we can also look at it as a form of God's love and His opportunity for us to grow and to mature. So I hope this proverb speaks to you today, and keep track of your wooden spoons out there and stay safe. Love ya.